Hello and welcome to our Green and Blacks and Mcvitie's digestive presentation. I'm Emma.
I'm Adele.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Ellie. Within this presentation we shall be outlining the background of Green and Blacks and analysing them, the background of Mcvitie's and also analysing them. We will then link these two brands together and using the STP model we shall analyse our new product, which will then conclude our presentation and then it will be followed by a reference slide. The background of Green and Blacks. Green and Blacks came about from Craig and Joe Sams, who found a group of farmers farming cocoa beans who had been previously let down by a large organisation. They then took over these farmers and created the Green and Blacks brand. Green and Blacks' main products include ice creams, hot chocolate and chocolate bars. The main ethics of Green and Blacks is that they are fair trade and organic. Green and Blacks' current competitors are Divine. Green and Blacks is within the international food group Mondelez.
This is our Green and Blacks SWOT analysis. So we'll start with the strengths. The strengths for Green and Blacks is that they've got a good brand name which creates customer loyalty, so people will come back and purchase their products, and if they bring out new ones they're going to trust that brand, so they're going to try them. Also they're a fair trade chocolate and they've got ethical standards. They're all 100% organic as of 2011. And they're owned by Cadbury's, which is owned by Kraft, so this has also helped with their brand recognition because obviously everyone knows who Cadbury are. And then we've got weaknesses. They've only got a small online presence, they've only got their website and you can't even purchase the goods from there. They've got low brand recognition in other countries. For example, when Cadbury's first took over Green and Blacks, they tried to take it to the USA but it didn't work out. And they're only sold in large supermarkets, which obviously is bad because there's a lot of other different products that can be purchased there. They are also expensive for chocolate. They're around £2.20 for a butter, which obviously at high end. Opportunities for Green and Blacks are things such as their online market. They could make it so you can purchase their goods from their website or even create an app. They could also do international expansion to try and get their brand more well known. And the threats are there could be a bad economy and there's highly competitive market in the chocolate and snack food sector. This is our Green and Blacks pest analysis. So we've got political factors, which are that the VAT increased in 2010 from around 17% to 20%. And this obviously will affect Green and Blacks prices as they'll have to increase it so they can continue making a profit. And we've got social factors, which are consumers' awareness of healthiness is increasing, and with Green and Blacks being an organic product, then that's obviously going to help boost their sales. And then we've got economic factors, which are things such as the economic crisis, which means that there'll be limits to consumer spending because they haven't got as much disposable income to spend on luxury high-end products. And this also will reduce stakeholders' investments because they will have less income as well. And then we've got technological factors, which are things such as cost of machinery, which will go up, and obviously to keep up with the latest technology, the Green and Blacks are going to have to continue doing this. This is basically just a diagram showing how the economic recession affects consumer spending, and it shows three different types of spending. As you can see, during the economic period of 2008-2009, all three sections decrease, but discretionary is the one that most rapidly decreases. And discretionary spending is basically where the spending on a good and service involves a high degree of choice over whether or not you're going to buy that product. It's normally considered just to be luxury products.
Okay, now a bit of background to Mcvitie's Digestives. Robert Mcvitie was the creator of Digestives. He was born in Scotland in 1809. He began by opening up bakeries and ended up expanding because they were so popular. In 1892 was the first digestive biscuit, which was created by Alexander Grant. During the First World War, they were called upon to create biscuits as iron rations. They decided to keep them going because of their long life, and this became their primary product. Home wheat chocolate digestive brand, simply now known as obviously the chocolate digestive, was created in 1925.
This is our Mcvitie's Digestive SWOT analysis. The strengths are that it's a well-known brand, so they've got high brand loyalty, people are going to come back to their products. And there's weaknesses. This is the fact that it's privately owned. It's privately owned by United Biscuits. This is a weakness because obviously you're going to need a lot of funding, and without shareholders, that's going to be quite hard to do. And there's product recalls. This wasn't actually to do with the biscuits itself. It was with a product that went with the biscuits, where the eyes fell out. So obviously this is bad press for Mcvitie's themselves. And then there's opportunities. Is that there is a growing demand for the snack industry products. So you could bring out new product varieties, such as linking Mcvitie's with different fruits. And then there's threats, which is that it's a highly competitive environment. There's obviously a lot of different biscuit brands out there. For example, Hobnobs, which is the one that's probably the closest to the digestive. And also there's the Food Standards Agency, which is where the recommendations for saturated fat and added sugar within a product changes. So obviously if this happened and that Mcvitie's wasn't within them guidelines, then they would have to change their whole recipe. This is our Mcvitie's digestive test analysis. So political, we've got the Britain biscuit drought, which has happened very, very recently. Basically, there was floods in Carlisle, which affected the Mcvitie's factory, which means there was a shortage of biscuits. And then we've got social factors, which where the brand is seen to bring people together. This is shown in their adverts, where they have workers coming together and sharing digestive biscuits, families and uni students as well. And then we've got economic factors, which are basically the economic crisis, which limits consumer spending for these types of luxury goods. And then there's also technological impacts, which are such things as interactive packets with the barcodes, and as well the kitten adverts, which have now got an app where you can virtually have your packet of digestives, you point the app and the kitten comes out to you. This is a diagram showing how the economic crisis affected household spending and disposable income. So as you can see, during the recession 2008-2009, the household spending decreased quite rapidly, obviously because people didn't have the money to spend even on all their products. And then obviously there was disposable income, which is sort of staggered most of the way through, but it's sort of starting to level out and become a lot better now.
So our co-brand brief. What exactly is our product? Our product is a combination of green and black chocolate with a Mcvitie's chocolate digestive. The reason we've done this is because, as seen with statistics, Britons can't resist a biscuit with a hot drink, as over half of the nation admits to enjoying a biscuit with a cup of tea. The 4 Ps. Price. This refers to how much our item will cost. It will be slightly higher than the price of the average pack of biscuits due to the fact it is combined with a luxury chocolate. Promotion. This refers to how it will be advertised. Our product will be aimed at the 25+ generation, as it's a high quality and ethical biscuit. Product. This refers to exactly what our product is. Our product is a Mcvitie's biscuit covered in green and black chocolate, which adds luxury to a very standard product. Place. Where will our product be placed? Our product will be placed alongside other biscuits in the biscuit aisle. They will be near the higher end biscuits to show the quality of our new product.
This is a graph that shows biscuits in the UK and their market value. As you can see, it's going up at quite a steady rate, and the Mintel forecasts show that it's going to keep at a steady rate, and this is why we have chosen Mcvitie's to link with the green and blacks, because obviously this is going to stay at a constant rate, and that's going to be good for our sales.
Segmentation. We identify the segments separately of green and blacks and digestives. Digestives target segment is a large proportion of the population aged 16 to 80, and they have started targeting younger people with digestive bites and the advert. As you can see, this picture is taken outside of the Trent SU. People with a low disposable income, as the pricing is low at £1.70. It targets both males and females equally. Biscuits are an English edition, so it appeals to a wide range of the UK population. It also appeals to health-conscious people as an age of digestion, and this is better than other biscuits as they typically aren't that healthy. Digestives also target people who snack, with 25% of adults eating sweet biscuits 3 or more times per week. Green and black segmentation. We found on Mintel a typical user profile. The age is those over 40. They target those with a high disposable income, as organic products are more expensive and do not appeal to all. Females are their target segment. Green and Blacks also target those who are conscious of fair trade and organic products. Green and Blacks also have a very strong brand loyalty. We have used a number of segmentation variables for Green and Blacks digestives. Our target age is 25 to 70. This is a combination of Green and Blacks and digestive segments. We also found on Mintel that over 55s are the most frequent users of sweet biscuits. We also are targeting those with a relatively high to medium income. This is because organic products are typically more expensive, and those who with a high disposable income will only be able to afford them. We've also chosen to target females, as Green and Black chocolates typically appeal to them. The winter climate is also another segment, as biologically people eat more in winter. Also, it appeals to those who want a healthier snack and people who are much more aware of health. Targeting. We are using a concentrated strategy with one marketing mix to appeal to our identified segments. We are targeting those aged 25 to 70, those who are aware of organic and fair trade issues, people with a high disposable income, and people who want a healthier snack. Positioning. We created a perceptual map. We want our product to be seen as a premium, high-quality product with a high price of around £2.50. We believe with the Green and Black strong image and the heritage of Mcvitie's, this can be achieved. As you can see on here, we have Jammy Dodgers, which are typically low quality and low price. Tesco's digestives, which are low quality and low price. And over here on the high quality and high price, we've got the Foxes. We want ours to be positioned in the high quality and the high price.
Moving on to Mcvitie's and Green and Black's branding. Both are respected brands in the UK, with Mcvitie's being the most popular biscuit in the UK, and Green and Black's being considered the coolest food brand in the UK for 8 consecutive years. Green and Black's has a continued desire to innovate, inspire and impress, which leads people to believe that there is still more to come from the brand. Green and Black's is also the fastest growing confectionery brand in the UK, which shows no concern for a sudden decline of this chocolate, and in itself could boost the demand of Green and Black chocolate digestives. 46% of UK customers consider fair trade an important factor when buying food and drink, which is an important factor to take into consideration. Consumers who do not normally purchase digestives may decide to because it is fair trade. This graph shows us all of Mcvitie's biscuits, and with Mcvitie's digestive being in the lead. As Mcvitie's want to relaunch in the UK, what better way of relaunching than with an organic brand of an opposite target market to attract more people and awaken the sleeping market. This graph also shows why consumers eat chocolate, and the top one is a treat for myself. Now, with digestives being a healthy brand mixed with fair trade, people may decide to buy the product because they feel like they're treating themselves to a healthy treat. This is Keller's brand equity model, and it basically shows us what makes up branding and what factors we should take into account. The bottom part is who are we? We are Green and Blacks, and Green and Blacks mixed with digestive biscuits, and we stand out because we're healthy and we're also fair trade. Our target market are mid to high income, health conscious, and people that are who live in urban areas. What are we? Our performance is healthy and scrumptious, yet relatively low pricing, around £2.50 or above. Our imagery for social and psychological, because we're both UK based, it's strong brand loyalty in the UK, so we don't have to create this already because it's already there. When they're combined, it can be very powerful. The third factor to take into consideration is what do we feel? Now there's 3 factors to this situation. Quality, obviously we have fair trade goods, and we're also mixing it with digestives, and they're 50% less saturated fat, which was a biscuit first, and with that in mind it makes it a very high quality good. Credibility, they've got both have strong brand heritage because they're both started in the UK and they're really popular brands here. This includes innovation, trust and likability, and with both products, Mcvitie's, they have the consideration of snuggles, which also suggests they're like a family and a kind brand. And with Green and Blacks we have fair trade, which obviously people respect and it becomes likeable. The last one is superiority. Digestives are the most popular in the UK, and also dark chocolate is on the rise by 130%, which shows that it stands out against other ordinary chocolates. Lastly, we have brand resonance, which is at the top. Here we have 4 different stages. We have behavioural loyalty, which is repeat purchases, and with Green and Blacks having such a loyal brand image and loyal customers, it makes them obviously have behavioural loyalty. Attitudinal purchases are special purchases, and for us we have unique selling points. We feel that we'll be able to get repeat purchases from repeat customers. Also, the sense of community. They feel that they've found the brand themselves with Green and Blacks and also with Digestives, and they can make their own personal opinion and perceptions on the product. Now moving on to the 4 Ps of Green and Blacks with Mcvitie's. Our product is mid to high quality healthy chocolate biscuits. The price is £2.50 plus, premium pricing, as we want the product to seem more sophisticated than other cheaper products. With this in mind, we thought, because dark chocolate is up by 130% in purchases and fair trade is continuing to grow and expand, and we feel that we could obviously up the price due to this. We think it should be available in stores and online and placed near high quality products to make it look as though it is more costly. Moving on to the promotional mix, Green and Blacks only used £500,000 on advertising because they relied a lot on word of mouth, and we feel the products that we are creating, that's what we need to do. So we're going to create underground advertisement as we're targeting urban areas. We want them to be sophisticated posters because we want to mix with the target market for Mcvitie's and for Green and Blacks. We also feel that because Digestives are the best Dunkin' biscuit, we could also offer free complimentary tea with every purchase and vice versa. This diagram just shows the posters for Green and Blacks. This one was used on the underground and it says first class in the underground. Now I feel like this is a bit of a pun, but they're very, very sophisticated, and we feel like this is what we can incorporate into ours. And this one shows of just a simple product and of how simple it is, but how powerful it is also.
Conclusion. Within this presentation, we have looked at the background of Green and Blacks and analysed their market. We have also looked at the background of Mcvitie's and also analysed their market. We then came up with a new product, which is a Mcvitie's biscuit covered in Green and Blacks chocolate. We then use the STP, segmentation, targeting and positioning, to analyse whether or not the 2 brands fit together and whether or not this would be a viable new product for the biscuit market. Thank you for watching our presentation. Our references are at the end.